Hello students, welcome to the channel. So today I am going to discuss about climate in India. So this is the video 4 and chapter 4 in your textbook. So let's start with the chapter climate and weather. So we generally know in a year we keep on getting weather changes, like we have rainy season, sometimes we have summer season, we have summer holidays because it's too hot outside. So all these we are going to study in this chapter. So let's start with the definition. What is a climate? What is the difference between climate and weather? So climate, the long-term average of weather patterns. So climate is something which is long-term average, uh, typically spanning over several decades. Decades means each decade means 10 years. Okay. So what is climate means? If you take a area, if you take a state, you should predict how the climate will be, how the weather will be on average for some many years. So that is what climate means. So what does it mean by weather? The short-term atmospheric conditions observed in a specific location at a particular time. If you take a particular time, like today, what is the weather today? It can be hot, it can be cool, okay, it can be rainy, it can be humid. So we can use different terms to express weather at a particular time or at a specific, okay, its specific location is everywhere, but at a particular time and day is used to express weather. But climate is something which you use to express the weather of several decades. So how does climate form? Climate form by these factors. What are the factors? Temperature. How is the temperature of the area? How is the precipitation? Precipitation means how many clouds are there and how many clouds are making rainfall. Precipitation means rainfall mostly. And humidity means how much water vapor is there in the area. So if you have a lot of if you go to sea area, you have a lot of humidity because all the sea waters area what will become water vapor due to sun rays, and then they will come towards shore, and that's why people who are in shore area will have a lot of humidity, lot of water vapor in those in their air. So a climate of a region is decided by temperature, precipitation, humidity, wind patterns. Wind patterns means the earth revolves so much, right? So it has different wind patterns and atmospheric pressure, which we will discuss in further slides. So the same reasons for weather. So to know what is the weather after 3 days also, we need to see all these things. What is the cloud cover? How is the wind speed, temperature, all these things. So diversity in India. What about the chapter is about climate in India, right? So diversity in India. Diversity means India has different types of weathers in different areas because India has vast geographical features. India is very big, right? So it has different types of weathers. Why? Because even the factors include having mountains, plains, plateaus, and coastal regions. They have different weathers. So examples: Thar Desert. Thar deserts experience arid conditions. Arid conditions means having very less rainfall or no rainfall. Okay. So Thar Desert, because there are no trees, no water, it experiences very less water rainfall, and scorching temperatures means very high temperatures. While Western Ghats, which we discussed in previous chapters, receive heavy rainfall and support lush tropical forests. So let's go further. Climatographs. So if you see, this is a graph, right? So the word itself says climographs, not climatographs, sorry. Climograph means the graph which tells us about the climate of something we calculate. Okay, the word itself it tells. Climographs are graphical representation that combine climate data such as temperature and precipitation. Precipitation means the rainfall for a specific location over a defined period, typically a year. So why are climographs made? To provide a visual depiction of climatic conditions, which we know. Like how can we study climate? We will study climate by making these graphs. So I'll explain this graph in a while. Wait. Okay. Facilitate comparing between different regions. This we know. Usage. Where will these graphs will be used? These will be used for researches. Okay. People who are scientists will use this. Climatologists, the same scientists who specialize in understanding climate. Geographers. Okay. The people who study geography for their life. and environmental scientists will use. And also the other sector people will also use them. The people who are involved in agriculture, if they see the climograph, then only they will know which crop should they put, which crop should they do agriculture or not in that area. All this we will know by climographs. Ecology, urban planning will also be known by understanding climographs. Okay, so let us understand this climograph quickly. So this is New Delhi climograph. So what this bar graph shows is the blue color ones show how much rainfall it has been for the 12 months. Okay, and this is the rainfall, 50 mm, 100 mm, 150, 200, 250. So in July, August, there is very high rainfall in Delhi, right? So it shows like this. In March, it's very low. So in November, December also it's very low rainfall. And the temperature is very high in April, May. If you see this temperature, which is shows this side of the temperature, 5 degrees, 10, 20, 25, 40 degrees. So the temperature crosses 40 degrees in May and June in New Delhi due to various reasons. Okay, we discussed in before chapters also. And mean minimum temperature, what how will the low temperature look in Delhi? It will look like this. See this graph here means it's around 7 degrees. See how bad it is. 7 degrees means very very cold. And then in this months, if you take May, it will be around 25 degrees, 24 degrees. So this is the average. This is how climographs works. So, okay, let's understand how factors influencing climate and weather. So, how will we know climate and weather is different from one or other region? Why do climate and weather is different for one region to another region? We will know due to various reasons. The first reason is latitude or distance from equator. See, the primary reason we are getting heat is sun, right? Sun rays are falling on Earth. So if you see in this image, this is a very conceptual image. If there is a vertical rays, which means if the rays come straight, it will have more density. More rays will come on single small place. But if the rays are like this, it will fall on large area so that the heat will be less, right? So that's the simple reason why we have more heat in equator and less heat in poles. The more you go towards poles, you will find less heat because it has longer rays, and it has this equator region has vertical rays. So Earth already is tilted somewhat. Tilted means it is already, it's not straight, it is somewhat left towards left. So because of that, this region, if you see in equator and in Tropic of Cancer, you will get direct sun rays. And in the Arctic Circle, in Tropic of Capricorn, Antarctic Circle, you will get lesser sun rays. Or even if you get a lot of sun rays, you will get lesser heat due to less density. So that's the simple thing. The angle at which sunlight reaches Earth's surface influence temperature and climate. Regions near equator receive more sunlight, leading to more warm temperatures, and tropical climates. Example Kerala. The whole India can be the example. Example Kerala located close to equator. See, if you see here, the equator is here and Kerala will be here, right? If you see the arrow mark. So that's the reason Kerala experiences a tropical climate, which means it has more heat and more rains. Where regions farther to north or south have temperate or polar climates. So if you see the regions which are here in the Himalayas, it is above Tropic of Cancer. It will receive somewhat lesser density of sunlight. Okay, the second factor. What is the second reason why climate and weather are different is land and water relationship. Proximity to large water bodies moderates temperature. Okay, let me explain it directly. Large water bodies moderates temperature extremes due to water's high specific heat capacity. See, the simple thing I will explain simply. See, here it is water, here it is land, right? So what happens is when sun rays fall on this, land will get heater faster. Okay, when land gets heat faster, it will release warm air, but water will get heated slowly. So it has lot of cool air. So the cool air will come towards this area. So it will balance. So if this area gets heated, even if this area gets heated, that's why you will see waves, right? What are waves? Waves are the winds which will flow above ocean and come towards land. So because of that, the coastal areas will have moderate temperature. Even if the land gets so heated, the water the water will bring what will the water bring? The water will bring the cool sea breeze towards the land. The same happens in reverse mode in night. The land will get cooler faster. Okay, but the warm water will be warm only. It will get cooler very slowly. So by the time it gets cooler, the warm air will come upwards and warm air will go upwards and the cool breeze, land breeze will go towards sea. So this is how the temperatures will be moderate in which areas? Coastal areas, because there is water and land mix up. So the simple example is Mumbai experiences milder temperatures due to coastal region, while inland cities, Delhi don't have beaches, right? Delhi is in inland, between the land. So Delhi has more extreme temperature variations. So it's about temperature variations. It's not more about temperatures. So yeah, this is the same point I explained. Altitude. Altitude means, see this image, you will get to understand what is altitude. The more you go up towards from the land area, from the sea level, the area where sea is present is called sea level, 0 meters. So 1,000 meters above sea level means 1,000 meters land is above from the sea, 1 kilometer upwards. To 3,000 meters means above 3 kilometers from, if we compare to sea level. So the more you go upward, it will get cooler. Why? Because altitude affects climate by influencing atmospheric pressure, temperature, and precipitation patterns. So we know this. Why cooling happens is that, see that the more there will be air, right? Everywhere there is air. But due to gravity, if you study physics, you will know gravity. Due to gravity, there is more air and there is more activity of weather in regions downer. So that even if the the downer areas are warmer, but if you go up, the gravity decreases as so that the upper areas will be cooler. Okay, it will not be lot of warmer. The more air contains, the more clouds form. Okay, so there are a lot of reasons. You simply understand altitude means if you go upwards, the temperature will get slow. Temperature will decrease. That's why big mountains have snow on the top of it. So hill stations means if there is a hill, the upper region will be very cool. The good examples are Shimla and Ooty also in South India. So that's the example. Upper atmospheric circulation means this is a very complex topic. So let me explain it quickly. See, the earth revolves, right? When earth revolves, see, if you imagine earth is revolving like this. If earth is revolving in this area, if I am in the pattern I am showing you, the wind will move like this, opposite way. Some winds will move like this. Some winds will move like this. Some winds will move like this, the above winds. So all these complex things happen because of Earth's uneven heating and rotation. So the temperature will affect the air and also rotation will affect the air. Due to all these reasons, there will be winds moving from here to there and there to here. So that's the reason climate will be different, right? So the simple explanation. The Indian summer monsoon is influenced by upper atmospheric circulation patterns, bringing seasonal rainfall to Indian subcontinent. So what happens is in the next slides we will discuss how, see, the due to some pressures India will receive rainfall from this side, and due to some pressures India will receive rainfall from this side, from the oceans. So that's the concept, right? There are 4 points. Write down these and remember you may get a question in this your board exam. So seasons of India, you know this since your childhood. Let me quickly discuss them. Winter. When if there is winter, there will be lot of coldness, right? And summer, there will be good temperatures. Lot of trees will grow. All the rivers, not rivers will flow. Moderately rivers will flow. The summers occur from December to February. You know this. December to February, mostly November to February are winters. Winters, sorry, not summers. Northern regions experience cold temperature with snowfall in mountain areas. So if you go to North India, you have a lot of regions where the mountains have snow like this. Southern regions have milder winters with cooling temperatures prevailing. We know we live in South India, right? So we know how winter will be. We don't have snowfall, but we will have a cooler temperature. Summer. Summer lasts from March to June or July. You know every year since childhood. Hot and dry weather. Hot and dry means there is less water, with temperatures often exceeding 40 degrees, more than 40 degrees in central and northern India. Coastal areas experience relatively cooler temperature due to sea breezes, which this is the concept which we have discussed in previous slide. So that's it. advancing monsoon and retreating monsoon. There are two types of monsoons. Okay, advancing monsoon means this is the monsoon which comes from the winds of high pressure. High pressure means it's a different concept. Okay, so the winds which come from upward. Okay, and it will flow like this. You can see the diagram which is taken from your textbook. Low pressure means that it will go like this. So these winds will complexly affect our rainfalls or the seasons, not seasons, rainfall. So advanced monsoon begins around June and lasts till September. It brings lot of rainfall, okay, heavy rainfall, especially along the western coast and northeastern regions. These are crucial for agriculture. Replenishing water resources means it to increase groundwater and all, and river water also, and supporting crop growth. We know this. Retreating monsoon means it comes again. Okay, occurs from October to November. Rainfalls gradually decrease, marking the transition to the winter season. So this is what happens. This is a complex thing, but you understand it in a simpler way. Some regions experience post monsoon showers, particularly in southern and eastern India. See, even after monsoon complete in this September, some regions have some more rainfall due to these winds. So that's the concept. So this is very important topic, global warming and climate change. So this is a world topic. So let me quickly give you a good explanation about this. So let me first give this slide. Okay. So let me explain you what is greenhouse gas. How is the world tackling them? Causes of, okay, this is a image. So when sunrise will come to earth, right? Every day sunrise will hit earth, and some of the rays will go back. Okay, if you know this concept, just Google it or watch in YouTube also, and listen my explanation. Due to there is air, right? Here the atmosphere is present. Sunrays will come and it will hit away also most of the heat. And due to that area gets heated by solar radiation, some of the heat will get captured uh, in the air. But what is happening is the air which is essential to capture heat, the air which is essential to capture heat are carbon dioxide, sodium oxide, etc., CH4, O3. So all these are essential gases. Greenhouse effect is important, but what happens is if you release more gases, it will store more heat. Okay, the rays going back will again reflect back to earth. So due to more heat, the simple reason, global warming means globe, which is our earth, is getting warming, which means it is the temperature is getting heated up. Due to that climate change, the climate will change. Climate means it which is happening since hundreds of years, tens of years, right? So if but due to human activities, okay, let me explain this point. AGW, anthropogenic global warming, which means due to human activities. AGS refers to increase in its average surface temperature primarily due to human activities, which means our activities, including burning of fossil fuels. We burn fuels, petrol, diesel, in even in cars, bikes, okay, even in industries. Okay, so all this burning will lead to release of gases, right? If you see auto also, the gas will be released from backside. So these gases are CO2. So 200 years back, 500 years back, there used to be no gases like this. Because of that, there used to be moderate temperatures. But since everywhere from the world there are a lot of gases releasing, the greenhouse effect is happening, the global warming is happening. Okay, so that's the main reason. Deforestation means, okay, we are releasing gases, but we are even cutting down trees. Trees will take CO2, right, and give us oxygen. But we are doing double mistakes. We are releasing gases, we are cutting down trees also. So it will double the effect. And industrial process, we know this. So climate change encompasses broader changes in Earth's climate system, including variations in temperature, precipitation patterns, sea level rise. So what extreme weather events? So these are from natural and human induced factors. So what happens is if you increase, if there is world, right, if you increase temperature, uh, the sea level, like if you take that this area is there, right? So if lot of water gets okay, I will explain this topic in the further slides. Okay, I can't get it now. Wait for it. Human activities significantly contribute to AGW, which means anthropogenic global warming. It's global warming, but in nature, during some 200 years back, it used to happen naturally due to other reasons, but now AGW is happening. Anthropogenic global warming. Anthropogenic means anthropo is the word which is related to humans. Okay, in terminology. So anthropogenic global warming. So by emitting greenhouse gases like CO2, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, trapping heat in atmosphere, causing global temperatures to rise. So these are the pictures, and if you see in oceans also there will be a lot of grass. Okay, and the main fact is we will get a lot of carbon dioxide absorption from oceans only. But due to our various activities, even oceans are also getting destroyed. Not completely destroyed, but they are getting slowly destroyed. So these are the effects of climate change. If you see, I will discuss in further slides also. Okay, let me discuss in further slides only and then come back to this slide. Okay, global greenhouse gas emissions by economic sector. Where does these gases are coming from? Electricity and heat production. We are using electricity every day, almost every hour, right? So because of that reasons, we are burning coal, we are burning different things, we are using nuclear plants. So because of all these reasons, greenhouse gases are coming out. Agriculture, forestry, and other land use. Because of agriculture, also the greenhouse effect happens. Buildings, transportation, our cars and buses, industries means industrial area. Okay, due to production of different things need chemicals and release of gases, right? So other energy sources, so all these are primary reasons. Impact of climate change. So what will happen if climate changes? This is a natural thing. We are disturbing the nature. Because of that, it will affect us so much. So let's see point wise. These are very important points you should remember in your general knowledge. Agriculture and food security. So the main thing which is gets affected due to climate change is our food only. So changes in temperature and precipitation levels. Temperature, if temperature increase, rainfall will increase or decrease, affects crop yields. How much crop will come out will get affected, leading to fluctuation in agriculture productivity and food security. Sometimes there will be more water only. Okay, due to more rainfall there will be more water. If you give more water to crops also, it will get destroyed. If you give less water to crops also, it will get destroyed. Okay, this happens everywhere. Erratic rainfall. Okay, erratic means a lot of rainfall. Droughts, floods means getting so much water such that it will get sinked. Okay, heat waves means uh, the the wave, like the winds will be so hot, disrupt farming activities, impacting crop growth and water availability. So the crops will also get destroyed. Even if there is less crop growth and if there is less rainfall, the water will also get affected. uh, from water only crops will grow, right? So adaptation measures such as water conservation and resilient farming practices are essential to mitigate this impact. So how to control all these effects? We need to conserve water in wells, we need to do rainwater harvesting, all these things. And resilient farming means we should do continuously farming, so that even if one season get affected, we should be having 2 or 3 other seasons to get crops. Water resources and scarcity. This is the most important issue in the future we are going to face, and we are already facing. Okay. Due to temperature increase, rivers and rainfalls are getting affected. Due to that, our drinking water availability is also getting depleted. Our groundwater is also getting affected. So changes in precipitation patterns and glacier melt. Glacier melt means on Earth, on North Pole and South Pole, there is completely ice, right? So if temperature gets increased, this point I will discuss in last slide. I don't know where is this slide also. I haven't put it, I think. Yeah, there, here it is. Deglaciation, it's called, which means you will have ice on North Pole and South Pole, right? So due to that ice will get melted, and due to that glacier, it's called glacier, the ice on the north pole and south pole is called glacier. If the glacier gets melted, it will add the water into seas. If the seas will get added more seawater, it will affect how water availability will be there. Okay, so let me explain you more clearly reading points. changes in precipitation patterns, glacial melt, water availability and distribution leading to water scarcity and competition over resources. So see how many people are in line for a water tanker because their groundwater has been completed. And this is happening in Bengaluru in February itself right now. You can see the videos in YouTube and in many regions around the world. Groundwater depletion exacerbates water scarcity issues, which I mentioned just now, particularly in arid and semi arid regions. Sustainable water management strategies are necessary to address these challenges and ensure water security. We need to have basic water, right? If the whole well dries up like this, how will we survive? How will the food we need to grow up? How will the food we need to grow will grow without water? How will we live without water? All these are very important challenges which we have because of climate change. Extreme weather events. So what happens is climate change intensifies the frequency and severity of extreme weather events. If there used to be weather events, extreme weather events like forest fire, due to increase of temperature, the forest will get small fire. One tree will get fired. That fire will move to other area, and the whole forest will get fire. That is called forest fire. Okay, or extreme rainfall. If you get extreme rainfall, the city will be become like this. You see in videos also. If you see some Hyderabad news from 2 to 5 years back, all these will happen due to climate change only. Climate change intensifies frequency and severity. So what happens is in past it used to happen very rarely, but now it is increasing the frequency. The number of times are increasing. Extreme weather events such as cyclones, floods, and heat waves. Coastal areas are particularly vulnerable. Vulnerable. Vulnerable means they have more chances of getting problems because they are near to water. And water we can give tsunami, water can give floods and all. Water can give more rainfall. Floods means more rainfall. So sea level rise, storm surges, and coastal erosion. Adaptive measures such as early warning systems and resilient infrastructure. So we should build roads and buildings such a way that we should have capacity to handle it. Early warning should be given to people so that they will avoid these problems for reducing risk and enhancing resilience. Public health and livelihood. So even with climate change, even if the climate and air will change, we will have impact directly on our health. Okay, so these are the things which are shown. Heat rash. In summers you will get heat rash, heat cramps, heat exhaustion. Due to lot of heat you will get exhausted. Okay, and heat stroke also happens if in summer if you move even 3 to 4 hours continuously uh, in afternoon, you'll get heat stroke and it can lead to serious health issues. So rising temperatures and changing disease pattern increase risk of heat related illness will happen. Displacement of communities due to climate-induced disaster threatens livelihoods and example models. See, if a region get lot of heated, it will move to other region, right? Because of that, their lives whole will be disturbed. Strengthening public health system is the solution, and implementing social protection. All these are solutions which we should follow with awareness, and development should happen. Biodiversity and economic systems. See, we have been discussing 4 points, right? Agriculture, water, weather events, extreme weather events, public health. Fifth point is biodiversity and ecosystems. See, biodiversity means we have a lot of creatures which get affected due to our climate change, our activity of climate change. See, you can read this if you have interest. See, if I show you some examples, the crocodile gets affected, the dolphin gets affected, these turtles will also get affected. You can read this if you want to. So, climate change threatens India's rich biodiversity, affecting their the animals will get affected because of us. So, loss of biodiversity undermines ecosystem service and human well-being necessarily. See, what happens is don't think nature is not connected. If there is reduction of any animal, that will indirectly affect the flow of health of water systems. The health of water systems will indirectly affect how we will get the water supply or the food supply. Everything in nature is interlinked. So even if these animals will get disturbed, we will get disturbed. Integrated approaches that combine conservation and restoration. So conservation should happen. They should not, some areas should be restricted to not get polluted. Restoration should happen. Even if a area gets polluted, it should be left so that nature has power to get rehealed itself. And sustainable land management. this is the same point, are crucial for preserving biodiversity and economic resilience. Urbanization and infrastructure. So, this is the last point. Rapid urbanization increases vulnerability to climate change impacts, including heat stress, flooding, and water scarcity. So, what happens is if we build more and more buildings, if we expand the cities so much, such a way that we build a lot of apartments and all, without seeing where river flows, where are the water conditions, how are the see if these many people want groundwater, they will have some scarcity, right? So we should watch carefully while building. So we should have sustainable urban planning so that we will reduce the vulnerability to all the climate change effects. Like if we can get floods. If you see in news also, sometimes Hyderabad also gets floods due to poor urban planning. So the future plan is having green infrastructure, parks, green roofs, pavements. So the city should be green. It should have some trees so that it will control the temperature. It would bring minimal rainfall, and also the infrastructure should be resilient, which means infrastructure should be so strong and it should be planned. It should be in a planned way instead of being in a congested way and all. So this is the point, guys. So all the important topics which we have discussed right now, impact of climate change on India. Okay, you can see see this graph also. So climate change, it has a lot of impacts: forest fires, destruction of vegetation, solar radiation, tsunami, pollution. You can add these points also. So all this is a very important lesson. I think you find it. I think you have find it useful and interesting. Thanks for watching, and I will be try my best to upload as soon as possible. So thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe our channel so that I will be uploading some more videos. I think it would be helpful. Thank you.